What's going on, guys? I Heart Smokes here, and I'm back with a video with patch notes. So it is Thursday, the 24th, as you can see down here on the screen. Um, it just passed 10 minutes past midnight, and we did get the patch notes, so the game is closed for now. Um, and yeah, they released the patch notes for the demo as well as the weapons that got buffed in this next update. So I did skim over them a bit, and I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the weapon buffs. I didn't really read the demo patch notes, so I'm just going to go through them together. So today, the 24th, we will be able to play the Season 3 demo. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I ran home, ran up the stairs because I need to get this video out. But it does look like today through update day, so all the way until August 6th, right before we'll be able to play the demo. The demo's game structure, difficulty, and visual elements are specifically created for the demo. And okay, so it looks like they're just specifying that it'll be different from the regular game. Demo progress is not saved, so when restarting or retrying, the Descendant settings will be reset to default. Dang, I don't like that. Cause it's like, if you get off, does it just not save at all? Interesting. We'll have to see. You can choose to place one of three characters: Ultimate Bunny, Ultimate Freighter, and Nell. Of course, I'm going to be testing Nell because she's new Descendant. Get some early access going. You can preview the two new Ultimate weapons: the Eraser, which is the Axiom Planes weapon that lets you remove the nest without improving the enemy's attribute resistance. And then the Exterminator was the rocket launcher, so we get to use both of those. Looks like we can preview the new monsters, the one of the hover bikes or the speed bikes, whatever, and the new Colossus Wall Crasher. You can preview parts of the Axiom Planes, one hunting ground Colossus capture zone. This I haven't seen. I'm assuming it's inside the map. You can look at that. Also, very important information here. For completing the demo, you get a catalyst, a free spools box, and XP boost. And if you participate, you also for participating, you also get that. But along with this, you get paints for the bike. You get gold. You get Kuiper. You get another crystallization catalyst, and you also get the titles. So, Axiom Planes Spearhead. And then after, they're going to have the survey, and you can get another free catalyst. All of this right here is just the new items coming to the shop. It looks like we have a bunch of more paints and hair dyes, and then we have all the rabbit skins, the bunny rabbit skins. They showed a few, but they didn't show. I think they didn't show Inez's, Luna's, and no, they did show Franny's. They missed a few. But it does look like we aren't getting a skin for any of the the male characters. Skins, I'm not really too hype about this bundle. Maybe I'll get Luna's and Haley's just because I play them the most. We'll see. And then here we go, weapon rebalances. I skimmed over these, and I don't really like the way they are, or at least what they did to the weapons. It really doesn't seem that. One second. Oh my gosh, my hand is moving so much. It doesn't seem that good. The weapon buffs don't seem that good. So first, the final masterpiece. It's the weapon that can change attributes when you reload. Exploding ecstasy. That's the fire mode. Restrained dispassion. I think that's the chill. Pulsing shock is the electric, and puddle of indulgence is the poison. Looks like they just increased the damage by 100 or so. They also increased the attribute damage, which I think since the skin rotates, it rotates per attribute, and then weak point damage got increased. I actually do like that, especially with Nell coming. There'll be more weak point options. The Python attribute damage has been increased by, looks like almost 900 to 1,000. And that there is the poison damage. For Excava, it looks like they did the same thing. Attribute damage has been increased, so that's the electric damage. It looks like they added about 2 to 3,000 there. So about 3,000 or 2,500. I'm not doing the exact math, but just about. And during Legacy, it looks like they added attribute damage, so on top of each bullet, you'll be doing an extra 6,578 fire damage. So maybe I can finally use this against Maiden with Ailey. We'll see. It also looks like we got a weak point damage increase, which is nice. Thunder Cage. So the unique ability Electric Shockwave, the damage on it has been increased from 200% to 400%, and it looks like they added electric ATK, so each bullet will be doing 9,176 electric ATK. Looks like Fallen Hope is next. They increased the unique ability damage. When hitting an enemy inflicted with poison and firearm, attack goes from 30 to 65%, which is decent, but I still don't think this will change the Fallen Hope too much. We'll see. Also looks like they increased the attribute damage, same with the other weapons, so more toxic damage going out. Divine Punishment. Looks like they increased the ATK of the unique ability Glory, and I think Glory was when you inflict an enemy with the debuff, your firearm ATK increases, I believe. But instead of 0.7%, it looks like it'll be 1.4, and I think it's 30 stacks of Glory. I may be mistaken. It looks like they also increased the attribute damage, and I believe the attribute damage on the Divine Punishment was fire. Also looks like they increased the weak point damage. So it looks like this could be good for now with her debuffs and then her weak point. It just all depends. Cavalry Gun, interesting. I did not think this was going to be getting buffed, but it looks like a firearm critical hit rate on an enemy inflicted with mark goes from 30 to 33%. The ricochet damage goes up, what is that, 7%? The attribute damage has been increased, and I believe the attribute damage on Cavalry is, I think the base of it is chill. So it looks like that'll be going up too. Secret Guardian's got a weak point damage buff. I don't think it really needed it, but it's only, what, 0.27? Kingsguard Lance. Looks like, wow. The Lance, the little placeable totem, damage got increased from 14.1 to 40.5, which is really good for that Sharon build, the Ice Maiden Sharon build I've seen. So it looks like your Lance will be doing a lot of damage and may have a lot of more mobbing potential, especially since you can put down 3 at a time. Clairvoyance, the Chill Beam Rifle, looks like the attribute damage got increased from 2,000 to 13,000, which is a lot. It also looks like we got an weak point damage increase on that. Looks like we got a Voltia buff as well. We got a multi-hit damage increase, a weak point damage increase, and attribute damage increase, which is electric for the Voltia. Nazistra's attribute damage has been added. Okay, so they added attribute to Nazistra's, and it's going to be toxic, and it also looks like, whoa. Okay, I just skipped ahead because I did not see this, but holy. Weak point damage has been increased from 1.7 to 5.919, and it's crazy because I actually was doing some theory crafting with the Perforator and the Nazistra's for now to see if I could come up with some like weak point hand cannon, since with her skills, or like some of her skills, all the shots counts as weak point. Wow. So now when I go back in the game later on, the perforator that I had, my perforator that I had was already at 5.5 with all modules and cores, right? So when I go in the game today, my weak point damage on my perforator might be a 10. We'll see. But it looks like the damage of the explosive missiles or the explosive scanner got increased by 30, and then again the weak point damage got boosted by 3 or 3.25. So I'm super glad to see that, because I was working on a perforator build for now. Looks like the Peacemaker got a weak point damage buff as well. I really don't think that's going to make it usable since it's really just stat stick. Most of these here are really just stat sticks. I don't see anyone really using the Wave of Light, but it looks like for the Wave of Light, if an enemy is inflicted with the unique ability Lunar Halo, which comes after you reload and then shoot, the firearm ATK is now 20% instead of 10%. It also looks like they increased the attribute damage. I don't know the attribute on this one, but it does look they increased it by 4,000. It also looks like weak point damage did get increased. Then here we have the Blue Beetle, another stat stick weapon that may be usable. We don't know yet, but a lot of these guns, to me, I just don't think they're worth using besides stat sticks, but we'll see. Attribute damage did get increased from 15,000 to 26, almost like a 10,000, 11,000 boost there. And then another weak point buff. It seems like the constant thing is weak point, especially with Nell coming in. And then, you know, you have Ultimate Luna. Well, regular Luna already has the weak point buff she can give, but with Ultimate Luna coming around, maybe that could be more for focus. But yeah, let's see here. Frost Watcher, that's the chill. I forgot what it's called. Chill Scout Rifle. The attribute damage did go up to 22,889, and it was previously 16,480. It also looks like the weak point damage did get increased. Same with the Afterglow Sword and Piercing Light, just 2 more weak point damage boosts. I'm not really going to go over that too much. Then it looks like they also decreased the cost to craft cores, which I like a lot because cores cost a shit ton, and I've used so much gold to craft cores when I didn't feel like playing Purge, so holy. The rest of this is like bug fixes and event stuff. You can read through it if you want. I'll just like show it there. You can pause it. But this stuff is just bug fixes and more stuff unneeded. I am super hyped about the demo today. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the weapon buffs don't seem that crazy. I thought they were gonna get a little bit better with not just numbers, but you know, enhancing the unique abilities or changing them as well, because I do believe some of these are pretty useless, especially like a weapon like the Final Masterpiece. We'll see. Maybe I can come up with like a Glay build or something with like choosing an attribute and then just staying on it. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Unedited, uncut. I'm literally just gonna show this thing, and yeah, see you guys later.